Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 803. A much better episode than last time, of course, but then again, the last episode didn't set the bar very high. Or I think it was 801. I forget whichever one had that one where it's just a couple minutes of canon and then the flashback. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I think I want to get something out of the way in terms of the beginning scene with between like little bout between Sanji and Niji. Okay, okay. Now the scene with Sanji and Niji, where Sanji was getting shit beat out of him by Niji, and then getting talked to him down by Ichiji, it really pissed me off. But of course, it isn't for the reasons of the fact that it was bad or anything. But it was for the more obvious reasons that we know Sanji could beat the ever living shit out of all the brothers at this point, or at the very least Niji and Yonji. I'm not sure how if he would be able to beat Ichiji. Ichiji is kind of still is very much a wild card in this. I'm not sure how much stronger Ichiji is compared to Sanji. To be honest with you, I imagine pretty strong compared to the other two, though. I have no doubt he could beat Niji and Yonji. But I mean, we have to understand, guys, that the that as long as Zeph is still a hostage factor in all this, Sanji is not going to do anything in order to fight his brothers. Like, he's just going to bow his head and say, okay, whatever. Like, he cares so much about Zeph that he's going to just bow. He's not even going to. He's not even going to. He isn't even going to. He isn't even going to do anything for Zeph's life. Now. Now. Well, and I think it just pisses me off to the point of them like seeing how far these guys are going to go to in order to make us hate them, and just the fact that they're going to resort to such methods, to be honest with you, to begin with, is what I'm saying. But now I have seen a lot of things going around that's not necessarily what people are angry about. It's the fact that electricity or that Niji's attack in general could even hurt Sanji, and guys, to be honest with you, it's pretty much a lot more simple physics than you think it is. Like, okay, it honestly really doesn't matter how strong you make your body, guys. At the end of the day, an electric shock is still gonna fucking hurt you. Like electricity in general, it is like the most power. It is like one of the most powerful forces of nature out there. It really fucking is. Like, if you manage to get hit by an electric shock, it is going to fucking hurt. It doesn't matter how strong, how buff you are. The electric shock is gonna hurt you, and that's why I'm so confused by why people are so angry at the fact that Sanji getting hurt by an electric shock is surprising, because like it is human nature for your body to basically it is human nature for your body to basically respond in a very natural way to electricity. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, I think we've gotten so fucking used to Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy being, well, Luffy's kind of the exception because he's made out of rubber, so that wouldn't hurt him. But I think we've gotten so used to those particular three characters being so OP that we forget at the end of the day that they are still technically human. Like, I mean, it doesn't, like, again, I don't think it, at the end of the day, like, electricity can still hurt a human being. That's facts. So, yeah, that's those are my 2 cents on the Niji and Sanji. But I'm not gonna dwell on it anymore. After that, we basically get a flashback of Sanji's childhood with his brothers and his father, and Judge, you are an asshole. There's no getting away around that. Like, I mean, okay, letting Sanji's siblings beat on him is one thing, but telling him to abandon his love for cooking, basically disown him by faking his death, and locking him up in a cell with a metal mask strapped to his face. Like, Judge, if Child Protective Services existed back then, they'd have a field day with your ass. Like, seriously, everything Judge was doing was just so douchey and assholeish. I don't know how to describe it. It's just it pissed the living fuck out of me just to see Judge and his brothers treat Sanji the way he did. Like, seriously, Child Protective Services would be on your fucking ass in a heartbeat, Judge. Now, with the whole him being locked up scene, I will admit there is one little problem I have with that, which is the artwork on it. It's not to say that it was necessarily bad, but it's one of those things where we of course have seen the opening and we see all the level of detail that was put into that scene, and honestly I expected a lot more art. Maybe I had high expectations. Maybe my expectations were too high, but I had a lot more I had a lot more expectations of the level of detail that would have been put into that scene. Because of the level of detail that was put into that scene in the opening, I expected the same level of detail in the anime. Maybe I had my expectations too high, but yeah, I would have expected a little more detail to be put into that particular scene. As far as the I kind of hoped there would be a little more detail put into that scene, at least with the mask. Honestly, like I expect a lot more detail with the mask, hopefully, but oh well, it is what it is, I guess. Like I know people are gonna complain. It's Toei. What do you well, people are gonna. It's Toei. What do you expect? Well, the I'm an optimist. Okay, guys. I expect one of these days there is gonna be time where Toei does grace us with amazing something amazing, and they have. But I think it's one of those things where Toei just kind of picks. I guess we have to accept the fact that Toei has this mentality of picking and choosing the moments that they feel need to be really focused on, I guess. Um, Now there is one other thing, like, and now there is one thing I definitely want to address too. Like, we in this flashback particularly, we get an understanding of what Sanji's family means when they're calling him a failure, and like, if I understand what like in this flashback, Judge basically says that his children are his greatest scientific creation. And when I saw that, it could mean either one thing. Either it's some kind of genetic enhancement, or some kind. He gave them some kind of genetic enhancement after they were born, or they're test tube babies. One of those two, which I guess shouldn't be surprising considering that the Judge has a history with Vegapunk. But at the same time, like from what I understood of watching this episode, whatever Judge did to Ichiji, Niji, Yonji, and Reiju in order to in order to give them like a boost, or give them or give them some kind of a superhuman, or give them some kind of a superhuman powers, superhuman strength, agility, whatnot. Whatever Judge did to Yonji and Reiju, it obviously had no effect on Sanji. And I wonder if his mother is somehow responsible for that, because when Judge is confronting when Judge and Sanji had their little confrontation about Sanji's lack of power compared to his siblings. um Judges, Judge says, "Your mother is dead. Stop following the legacy of the deceased." Now, I feel that okay, that may be hint to be saying that, okay, Judge, that may be a couple hints. That says a couple things to me. First is that Sanji inherited a lot from his mother, and B, it makes me say that, it almost makes me say that I think even before they were, that Judge may have been doing these experiments even before they were born. And if that's the case, like when they're still in the womb, and if that's the case, then what did Sanji's mother do? Because she must have done something. She must have drugged her. She must have done something in order to try and prevent her husband's experiments from being successful. So, and if that's the case, it seems that more than likely it probably did work with Sanji, I imagine. So, but yeah, as far as the details of these experiments, like, I'm honestly really curious to see the details of the experiments and what they were. To be honest with you, like, whatever they were, that they didn't work with the others. They didn't work with Neji, Ichiji, Yonji, or Reiju, but they definitely worked with Sanji. So, at least that was, if it should be. I really want to see the details of these experiments, or even just a flashback of Sanji's mother, because seriously, Sanji's mother, she already sounds like a saint compared to her husband. So yeah, But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review of One Piece episode 802. An interesting episode for what it was, and well, I'm I'm sure it's going to be up and down. It is always going to be up and down for as far as the One Piece anime, but I'll still support it. I'll still watch it because you can call me a blind supporter or whatever, but I mean, the manga is better. I will admit that, but I've been watching One Piece since I was a little guy, so it's gonna be hard to really break the habit of stop watching the anime. To be honest with you, but yeah, that's my video. But that I'm rambling now, so that's my video, guys. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.